Hello, my dears. Tell me honestly, do you ever feel like the world around you is rushing forward at some incredible speed? As if yesterday you were writing letters by hand, standing in lines to pay bills, and today all these buttons, screens, incomprehensible words, gadgets, apps, online. Sometimes it seems that all this is for the young, that it is too late for us, people with experience, with our wisdom, to delve into this fuss. Such a quiet fear appears. What if it doesn't work? What if I press something wrong, break it, or worse, look stupid? This fear of the new, this feeling as if you are standing on the platform and the train of modernity is rushing into the distance. Here it is, that invisible wall that prevents us from making life simpler and brighter. We convince ourselves, oh, it's too complicated. I don't understand anything about it. I'm fine as is. We cling to the familiar as if to a life preserver, even if this familiarity has long since become uncomfortable, like old, worn-out shoes that you feel sorry to throw away, but walking in them is already torture. But what if I tell you that these scary technologies can become your faithful assistants? Not complex puzzles, but good friends who will take on the routine, help you be closer to your family, maintain your health, and give you more free time for what you really love. Imagine, no more queues, heavy bags, forgotten visits to the doctor. Instead, ease, convenience, and the joy of communication. And most importantly, it's much easier than it seems. I promise you that today we will take the first steps together, and you will see, the modern world can be very friendly. Let's watch this video to the end, and you will see that you can tame technology. Number 1. Goodbye, heavy bags. Hello, home grocery delivery. Let's start with the most pressing. Remember how hard it can be to lug bags of groceries, especially if the weather is bad or your back is giving you trouble, and the lines at the store and the search for the right products on the shelves. Sound familiar? So, here's our first step, swapping grueling trips to the store for the convenience of ordering groceries online with home delivery. Yes, right to your door. You know, I have a wonderful friend, Caroline. She's 72 years old. She's an amazing cook, especially cabbage pies, finger-licking good. But the last couple of years, trips to the supermarket have become a real challenge for her. Her legs hurt, her bag seems unbearable, and after such shopping, there was no energy left for pies or her favorite TV series. When her grandson suggested that she order groceries online, she initially waved it off. Oh, what are you saying, Michael? You have to pay with a card. What if the money gets stolen? What if they don't deliver something fresh? And how will I figure out all these pictures? No, I'd rather do it the old-fashioned way. There was fear, mistrust, and some resentment at this new, incomprehensible world in her voice. She was used to choosing every carrot, every onion herself. It seemed to her that this was the only way to be sure of the quality. Michael didn't insist, but the next time he simply sat down next to her, opened the store's website on his tablet, and said, "Granny, let's just look, as if we were walking around the store, only sitting on the couch." He showed her how easy it was to find the products she needed, her favorite brand of milk, that same cottage cheese for Cernicki, fresh vegetables. He showed her where the expiration date was written, how to read reviews from other customers. Together they chose everything they needed, and Michael helped her place her first order, explaining about secure payment. You can choose to pay the courier upon receipt. Caroline was nervous the whole way to the courier's arrival, as if she were about to take an exam. And when they brought her neat packages with precisely selected products, fresh, just the way she liked them, she was amazed. What has changed? Now Caroline orders groceries twice a week. She says it's like magic. I'm sitting at home, drinking tea, choosing what I need, and then, bam, and everything is delivered. So much time and energy has been freed up. She bakes her famous pies again, watches films, and even found time for a knitting club. Physically, she is less tired, her back has stopped hurting so much. And psychologically, that oppressive feeling of responsibility and heaviness has gone. Imagine that technology is your personal, tireless assistant, taking on the most tedious and difficult work. It's like having a magic self-assembling tablecloth only for groceries. You get convenience, save energy and time, and the ability to choose from a huge selection without leaving home. So, why not give it a try? Ask your children or grandchildren to help you with your first order. You will be surprised how easy it is and how much energy you will have freed up for more enjoyable things. Number 2, distances are no longer an obstacle, video calls instead of rare phone calls. And how often do you see your children, grandchildren, dear friends who live far away? A phone call is great, but you really want to see your loved one's eyes, smile, and see how your grandchildren have grown up. Are you familiar with this nagging feeling of longing? Our second piece of advice: replace regular phone calls with video calls. Use WhatsApp, Skype, Telegram, or other simple programs on your phone or tablet. I want to tell you about Stephen. He is 78 years old. After his wife died, he was left alone in his cozy apartment, full of memories. His son and his family live in another city. They saw each other at most a couple of times a year. Phone conversations were short. "How are you?" "Fine." "How are you?" "Everything is fine too." But Stephen's soul was aching. He missed his granddaughter so much, her laughter, his son's stories about work. He felt cut off from their lives. When his son suggested setting up a video call, Stephen was scared. "Where would I go? I can barely manage a phone, let alone some kind of video. I'll be like a monkey with glasses. And what would I show them? My old walls?" He was afraid of seeming out of date, inept, afraid of disrupting the usual, albeit sad, routine. His son came for the weekend and installed a simple program for video calls on Stephen's old tablet. He showed him a single green button that he had to press to answer. The first time his granddaughter's smiling face appeared on the screen, Stephen froze. He saw her waving at him, showing him her new kitten, laughing. It was so real, as if they were sitting next to each other. He could not only hear, but also see their joy, their care. What has changed? Now Stephen waits for video calls from his son every evening. He is present at his granddaughter's birthday parties, sees her drawings, listens to her stories about school. He no longer feels lonely and disconnected from his family. It's like opening a window to another city, right into the room of your loved ones. Technology here is not a cold screen, but a warm bridge that connects hearts across any distance. Physiologically, the stress of loneliness goes away, the mood improves, a sense of belonging appears. Psychologically, he feels needed, loved, part of a big family again. Imagine that a video call is a magic mirror that shows you the people dearest to you in real time, wherever they are. You get emotional closeness, the joy of communication, the opportunity to be part of the lives of loved ones, despite the kilometers. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Let your children or grandchildren set up this function for you. One simple step, and your loved ones will become much closer. This is priceless. Number 3, your health is under control. Electronic reminders instead of forgotten pills and visits. Have you ever forgotten to take an important medicine on time, or skipped a visit to the doctor simply because you got all worked up, and it slipped your mind? This is not just annoying, it can be dangerous to your health. Our third assistant: replace paper notes and hope for memory with simple reminders on your smartphone or even on a special smart watch. Meet Maria. She is 68. She is an active, energetic woman, but sometimes she has problems with her memory. She would forget whether she took her morning blood pressure pill or mix up the time of her appointment with the cardiologist. She was very worried about this, scolded herself, hung notes on the refrigerator, but sometimes they got lost or simply did not catch her eye at the right moment. She was ashamed to admit, even to herself, that her memory was failing. "I'm not old yet," she said with annoyance. "I just have a lot to do." The idea of entrusting control over her health to some phone seemed frivolous and unreliable to her. What if it runs out of battery? What if it doesn't work? It's better for me to do it myself. Her daughter gave her a simple smartphone for her birthday and showed her how to set up reminders. In just 5 minutes, they entered a schedule for taking all her medications and the next doctor's appointments. Maria was skeptical about this, but decided to give it a try. And so, the next morning, exactly at 8 a.m., the phone quietly beeped and the screen showed, "Take a pill for blood pressure." In the evening, another reminder. A week later, a reminder about a visit to the therapist a day and an hour before the appointment. What changed? Maria stopped worrying about forgetting something. The phone became her reliable, tireless secretary, who always prompted her on time what needed to be done. She became calmer, more confident. That unpleasant feeling of anxiety and self-flagellation due to forgetfulness went away. It's like having a personal guardian angel who quietly whispers in your ear, "Don't forget, darling, now is the time for your health." Physiologically, regular medication intake improved her well-being. Her blood pressure stabilized. Psychologically, she felt in control of the situation. Anxiety went away, and her self-esteem increased. Imagine that your phone is a caring friend who carefully monitors the most important thing, your health. You get control over medication intake, punctuality in visiting doctors, peace of mind, and confidence in the future. It's really very easy to set up. Ask your loved ones to help you once, and this little helper will serve you faithfully every day. Your health will thank you. Block 4. The world of books and information is open again. E-books and audiobooks instead of small print. Do you like to read? Have you noticed that over the years, the letters in books and newspapers seem to become smaller, and your eyes get tired faster? It's such a shame when your favorite activity turns into a test for your eyesight. Our 4th piece of advice: replace traditional books with small print with ebooks, readers with adjustable letter size, or discover the world of audiobooks. Piotr, who recently turned 80, loved to read all his life. Historical novels, detective stories, newspapers. He literally swallowed the pages. But in recent years, his eyesight began to fail. Reading with glasses was no longer comfortable. His eyes quickly got tired. His head hurt. Books with large print are expensive, and the choice is small. He was very worried that he had lost his main joy and outlet. "I guess I've given my report," he joked sadly. When his son brought him an e-book, he looked at it with suspicion. "What kind of board is this? The screen is harmful. It will ruin your eyes even more. And it doesn't smell of printer's ink like a real book." He was used to the rustle of pages, to the weight of the volume in his hands, and this cold plastic thing seemed alien and uncomfortable to him. His son patiently showed him how to use the reader, how to increase the font to a comfortable size with one finger movement, how to adjust the backlight so that you can read even in the evening without bright light. He loaded several of Piotr's favorite novels there. At first, the old man grumbled, but then, carried away by the plot, he forgot that he was not holding a paper book in his hands. He read for several hours in a row and was surprised to find that his eyes were not tired at all. And then his son showed him how to listen to audiobooks through a simple application on his phone. Now Petr reads even while walking in the park or just relaxing with his eyes closed. What has changed? Peter has immersed himself in the world of literature again. He reads more than before, discovers new authors. The ebook has become not a replacement for him, but an addition, a magical window into a limitless library. And audiobooks are like a personal reader telling him stories. Imagine that an ebook is a chameleon that adapts to your vision, making the letters as big and clear as you need. And an audiobook is a one-man show in your ears. Physiologically, the strain on your eyes is gone. Headaches from tension have stopped. Psychologically, the joy of your favorite hobby has returned. The feeling of loss has gone. The brain receives the necessary stimulation. You get the opportunity to read without straining your eyes, access to a huge number of books, a new way of perceiving literature through audio format. Do not deprive yourself of the pleasure of reading. Ask your loved ones to show you these wonderful devices. The world of letters will open its doors to you again. Number 5, peace and safety in your home. Simple notification systems instead of alarms. If you live alone, you or your loved ones probably have thoughts about safety. What if you suddenly feel ill? What if you fall and can't reach your phone? These anxious thoughts can poison your life and deprive you of peace. Our 5th piece of advice: replace constant anxiety with a sense of security using simple gadgets, a panic button, a special bracelet, or even an SOS function on a regular mobile phone. Elena, 75, was left alone in a large apartment after her husband left. The children lived far away and visited on weekends. She tried to stay cheerful, but at night she often woke up in fear. What if something happens? The thought that she could fall and lie helpless for several hours or even days did not give her peace. The children suggested installing a special system with a call button, but Elena refused. "I don't want to be a burden. And what kind of button is this? Like a disabled person's? I can still manage on my own." She felt awkward admitting her vulnerability. It seemed that such a button was a symbol of old age and helplessness. Then the children resorted to trickery. They gave her an elegant smart watch similar to a regular one. They explained that it showed the time, counted steps, Elena loved to walk, and also had an inconspicuous button on the side. If you press it for a few seconds, the watch would call the children and send them a message with her location. It also had a fall detection function. If a person fell and did not move, the watch would also automatically send an alarm signal. At first, Elena wore them simply as an accessory, but the very knowledge that help was always at hand gave her incredible peace of mind. What changed? Elena lost this constant, debilitating fear. She began to sleep more calmly, to feel more confident at home and on walks. She knows that in an emergency, she will not be left alone. It is like having an invisible bodyguard who is always there, but does not interfere with living your life. Imagine that such a button or watch is your personal line of communication with the rescue, quiet and reliable. Physiologically, the stress level has decreased, sleep has improved. Psychologically, a feeling of security, confidence, independence has appeared. After all, she can continue to live alone without fear. You get a feeling of security 24/7, peace of mind for yourself and your loved ones, the ability to quickly get help in an emergency. Talk to your children about these possibilities. There are very simple and unnoticeable solutions. Your peace of mind and safety are the most important thing. Number 6, forget about queues at the bank and post office. Online payment of bills is simple and fast. Do you remember those endless queues at the post office or bank to pay for utilities? Wasted time, tired legs, and sometimes the risk of carrying large sums of money with you. Our final advice for today: replace trips to authorities with simple and fast online payment of bills through your bank's app or the public services portal. Nicola, 70, has always been a thorough person. He kept all the receipts in a folder, paid the bills strictly on time, personally handing the money to the cashier. For him, it was a ritual, a symbol of order and control. When his son hinted at paying online, he was indignant. On the internet? There are only scammers there. Enter your card details, and goodbye, pension. No way, I'd rather stand in line, but it's safe. He was scared by the very idea of entrusting his finances to a soulless machine. He didn't understand how it worked, and suspected a catch everywhere. The habit of going and paying in person gave him the illusion of control. His son didn't argue, but simply showed how he paid his bills himself through the bank's mobile app. He showed how easy it was to find the right organization, water, electricity, gas supplier, how to enter the amount from the receipt and click the pay button. He explained about the security systems, that the bank guarantees the security of payments. He suggested that Nicola try to pay one, the smallest bill, together. His son was sitting next to him, giving him hints, but Nicola was the one pressing the buttons. When the confirmation, "Payment completed successfully," appeared on the screen, and a minute later an SMS from the bank about the transaction arrived, Nicola was silent for a long time, and then said in surprise, "And that's it?" What changed? Nicola gradually mastered online payments, first with his son's help, then on his own. He was amazed at how much time and nerves it saved. Now he pays all his bills in 5 minutes, sitting in his favorite chair with a cup of tea. The irritation from queues is gone, the fatigue is gone. It's like having a personal cashier who is available 24/7 and works instantly. Imagine that your phone or computer is your personal financial management center, safe and convenient. Physiologically, less stress, more free time for rest or hobbies. Psychologically, the sense of control has not only not disappeared, but has also increased, because he can check his balance and view the payment history at any time. Plus, safety, because he doesn't need to carry cash with him. You save time and effort, the convenience of paying from anywhere, security and control over your finances. Ask a trusted person, a son, daughter, grandson, a good friend, to help you figure out how to pay online at your bank. You will see that it is not scary, but very convenient. See, my dears, technology is not an enemy that wants to confuse or scare us. It is just a tool. Just like a phone or a TV were once a novelty, and now it is difficult to imagine life without them. Your life experience, your wisdom are invaluable capital, and you absolutely deserve to enjoy all the conveniences that the modern world offers. Do not be afraid to try new things. Do not hesitate to ask for help. A small step towards technology can make your life much easier, more comfortable and richer. Remember the stories of Anna Petrovna, Ivan Sergeyevich, Maria Feodorovna, and others. They succeeded, so you can too. You have every right to an easy, joyful life, connected with your loved ones at any age. Believe in yourself, in your strength. You can do much more than you think. Take this step and let technology become your good helpers.